So this is the second video in our series on leading remotely for the long-term videos. We're going to be talking about fostering trust and the challenge that we may be facing, certainly at the moment. When we're talking about trust, we're talking about threefold. So the relationship that exists between a leader and their team, and then vice versa, the team and their leader. And then the last one, which is often overlooked, is the relationship that exists between the business and employees, and then vice versa. I'm going to be providing 5 tips within this video, which I'll get to shortly. I think overall the importance here is to I'm always encouraging businesses to create a positive culture where you are encouraging ownership and accountability. And there is an opportunity to do that through this environment. I know a lot of businesses that I've spoken to have felt that they've been forced into actually trusting their people a little bit more, which is a good thing. Of course, it goes both ways. Okay, so the 5 tips. The first one is understanding in each of those 3 scenarios I mentioned that where the trust level is. One great reference I heard was I think it's a Stephen Covey reference about the emotional bank account, and your relationship that you have starts off with nothing, and then you make deposits and withdrawal over time. So, but you need to know where that is. So I think it's a good time to be able to do that, to find out where those trust levels are. Sometimes you might be starting from behind and have to build up that trust, which is why it may be taking longer. And the second tip is around sort of control. Resist the temptation to be overbearing, or constantly seeking out where they are, what they're up to. So there has to be a level of trust. I'm always encouraging empowerment as a style of leadership, but with that, bear in mind, becomes their level of capability and their level of conduct. The third one is to encourage coaching through this time, if you're not doing that already, rather than a more directing style. The reason why I say that is I'm a believer that coaching, one of the great benefits of coaching is it gets people to work answers out for themselves, and they're more likely to take ownership and accountability if that's the case, which is what we're trying to do to encourage trust here. The fourth one, if you're not doing this already, is to consider using a mentor during this time, particularly for those, say, junior members who may not be familiar with working through this vehicle. I think it's a great way to do it. It's a relationship that exists outside the hierarchy more often than not, so they may be more likely to share information, some of the struggles and challenges that they're facing. And the last one is to ensure that the conversations that you have are open and transparent. I think people will generally know. One of my favourite quotes of mine is, as a leader, what are you trying to do? You're trying to help them, or you're trying to hurt them? More often than not, people know which one it is. So obviously we want to encourage people to be helping. So that's it. That's the 5 tips. Just a reminder about our webinars coming up on the 6th of November, and then another one on the 12th of November, which will give you more information. You can access that information from the link as it is showing on the screen at the moment. So again, thank you for tuning in. We'll speak to you soon.